Check this.
What's up YouTube, this is Roy from Team Nonstop Gaming, and today I'm coming at you with an appreciation video. Now, I've been playing this game for a very long time, basically since it came out, and I met a ton of people that have really had such a huge influence over me, and this time during a downtime in Yu Yugioh, I wanted to say thank you to everyone, and to the community, to the card game in general, and all of those friends I've made. So, in this video I'll be going through each of them and talking about how we met and great times we've had, great memories. So, we'll start off with Quinn. Now Quinn, he and I, we've known each other for quite a while now, and when I first met him he was playing kind of a weird deck, and kind of got the feeling that he's really into the fun aspects of the game, and that he definitely is. He's really a comedic character. It's really fun to play against him. He'll go using a bunch of weird combos, and you won't know what to expect. I know he was playing Dark Lord. It was Exodia Dark Lord, and it was quite fun. We actually played each other at a regionals once, and he was playing a Dark World deck, but he mixed in the world and everything like that, so he could go and skip my turn, so he could keep skipping my turn and everything. He did that, I think, game 1. I won the die roll, I went first, and then he did that, skip my turn, and after he built a decent board, he decided, okay, I'm going to overlay into the giant spider thing, and I'm going to kill you with it. As soon as he brought it out and went to enter battle phase, I Nibiru'd, got rid of my double Colossus and Titan, and his monsters, brought out the token that was like 18,000 or something like that. It was huge, and he had to pass there. At that point I was able to bring out a Titan, pitch a Thunder Dragon, pop his token, and I was able to win the game from there. And round 2 we had to play, and it was really bad because he went first and he started off with Vanity's Fiend. And my hand was just a bunch of Thunder Dragon cards and Battery Man Solar. I just thought, there is no way I'm getting out of this. I draw for my turn, and it was infinite impermanence. And because of that one card, I was able to win the match. But yeah, great times. He's a good friend. He's a really nice guy to talk to. Now, the next person, it'll have to be Wesley. Now, Wesley is also more of a casual player, but he and I, we haven't known each other that long. We went to high school together for a little bit. I'm a bit older, so obviously I got out first. But when we started playing cards and everything, he was playing Blue Eyes, and we just had so much fun playing that, because I love Blue Eyes, as most of you would know, and he's a hardcore Blue Eyes fan. And when we first met, it was like a competition between who's got more Blue Eyes cards, and yeah, he's got more Blue Eyes cards, but he doesn't have a DDS Blue Eyes yet. Yet, I say. He might get one soon. And yeah, we'll go to the next person. Next person would have to be Tony. Now Tony, he and I have known each other for over 10 years now. I met him when I first went to Trenton Cards, and he was always really fun and everything, and I was told that the Trenton community wasn't very good. There wasn't very many good players there. So I went there with a really bad deck called Hope for Exodia. It's where you use Hope for Escape and draw tons of cards and beat your opponent that way, using a whole lot of traps. And he was playing, what was the deck? I can't remember. first match I had against him, he was playing, I can't even remember the name of the deck. But yeah, he ended up actually playing a whole lot of back row removal, and he was able to beat me. But yeah, so that was the first time I met him. We've known each other for a long time, like I said. I went to his birthday party, and he's just a very nice guy. Also on the casual side, he plays stuff like, I think now he's playing the Prediction Princess. It's a kind of a funny deck. Just very good memories with that guy. Alright, so next we have Brady. Now, Brady, he and I haven't known him for as long as I've known Tony, but I would happily say he's definitely one of my closest friends. So we've hung out a bunch of times. We hang out even when we're not doing cards. I'll go pick him up and we'll drive to Trenton just to have fun, have some fun games, do some trades, get some good trades, and have fun like that. Then we'd hang out, go to get coffee afterwards, and just chill. But yeah, he's definitely one of the people on this list that I'd definitely say would be one of my closest friends. Next would have to be Gareth. Now Gareth, when I met him, he didn't strike me as like a very great player, but within a month he was just like top tables of our locals. He was that good, and I just did not expect any of that from him. And after a while, he started doing so great at locals that he started kicking me out of the top 4. And so he's kind of a person that's been pushing me to get better and better. And when it comes down to it, he's got more invites than I do. He's done better at regionals, better at well, lately I guess I've been doing better at YCSs, but but yeah, he's definitely a good friend, really cool to talk to. Always, when I first met him, he was really into like the fun aspects, and even now he'll go play some fun decks and throw little tweaks in there just to throw you off. It's really fun. He's a pretty innovative player. Now we have Carter. Now Carter and I've known him for a while. We used to go play cards at B Market. It's our old card shop, and we had so much fun there. When I first met him, he wasn't like, you could tell he was going to be a good player, but he just didn't start off that way. He was always playing kind of like I think it was a Blackwing deck, and then he got it all max rarity and everything, and then one day he goes up to another card shop and loses his deck, and nobody ever turned it in. So, and then there was a regionals coming and he didn't know what to play, so I was offering to let him borrow one of my decks. He's just, yeah, he's had a hard go, but he is definitely a great player now. I mean, I'd say he's probably maybe even better than me. He plays a lot more than I do. That's definitely a fact. He plays Pendulums now, which you would probably see in most of Ruggles' videos. But yeah, so we'll go next to Josh. Now, Josh, he and I met back in around 2005, 2006, and this was at our first card shop, which was called Action Pack Comics. Now, when we played there, it was right away. I didn't think, like, I had very low self-esteem. I was not a good player in my eyes. I did not deserve any like wins or anything, and he was but I had played against him and one other Trenton person that day, and he was doing, I think our match was round 3 or 4, and I was able to win, but he was still able to make a top 4, and he beat me in the top 4. And then the other Trenton person, he was definitely different. He was playing like Mystical Elf and cost down cards like that. So I got to know at least one really good Yu-Gi-Oh player. Okay. Next we're gonna go with Joey. Now this guy, he and I have known each other for quite a while. I met him shortly after I started hanging out with Josh, and we just hang out. We actually play Pokemon Go together, even, well, not since COVID hit, but we've been playing Pokemon Go together for a while now. We play Yu-Gi-Oh together. If he needs cards out of regionals, I'll lend him cards. If I need cards, he'll lend me cards. I'd say he's probably one of my best friends right now, and which is a really great thing to say, that I actually got some of my best friends from actually playing in this game, because if I didn't play in it, I don't think I'd have these friends. Next would have to be Dakota. Now Dakota, as most of you would know, I am a rarity whore. I love max rarity, everything I can play. And Dakota, he's kind of the person that got me into that. As the first time I met him, he was playing max rarity Mermails. I was playing like mid rarity Lightsworn, and it was really cool. I ended up getting all of my max rarity Mermail stuff off of him. So a big shout out to you, Dakota, if you see this. But it is just a fun time. Like, he's actually one of the first few people that actually played competitive when I met him. So he was always really cool, and now I found out that he actually knows my girlfriend and her family, so, which is pretty cool. It's actually from the area here, so I actually see him quite a bit. I actually saw him about 5 minutes ago. Picked up some cards. And next, we're gonna go with Mikhail. And him. First time I met him, he was like leagues ahead of almost everyone else in our locals. We were all playing basic Monarchs, and he was just so far ahead. He had all of the best cards that some of our local players weren't able to get to. And he actually traded me, back when it was meta, it was like Zaborg, Enemy Controller, Smashing Ground, stuff like that. Cyber Dragons even. Yeah. So that was actually the first time I had actually met anyone that was like really competitive, that kind of pushed me to become more competitive. So thank you, Mikhail. This is Ganon. Now, most of you who have seen Ruggles videos know Ganon, know that he's an awesome player, and ever since the first day I met him, I knew he was an awesome player. Everybody else was playing. This was during, I met him during Dino Rabbit format, when everyone was either playing Dino Rabbit or Chaos Dragons. And I myself, I was playing Chaos Dragons. He was playing Frog Monarch, and he crushed everyone at locals. He came first almost every week, because he was just so far ahead. I remember one time I had such a great board, I didn't think I could lose, and he'd go do his Swap Frog, bring back Treeborn Frog, banish a frog, bring a Rodent Totem, and I was just thinking, okay, he's just going for the stall play here, that I could break him next turn. And he tributes all three for an Aulus the Tormentor, and he continued to win from that point. And yeah, I'd say my love for frogs probably came from him, because it's being, whenever I'm beaten by a deck, usually I need to know how that deck works and everything about it. And he's also one of the people that helps push me to become better at the game. Even now to this day, he's still a very amazing player. One of the best I've met. The next person would have to be Ryan. Most of you know him as Ruggles. Ryan and I can't even remember what year it was that we met. I think it was around 2003, 2004, maybe 2005. He was much younger than me. I was basically in my last years of high school. He was still in public school. And he came to the shop, and he was there with his buddy Henry. And like, they'd play, they were having fun games, and So, like, it was a really fun environment to be in. And then after a little bit, he just started getting all the best cards. He started doing extremely well. He became really fast and very good. If you've seen his thing, you'll see how fast he can pick up to the game. And that's roughly how fast he picked up. It was like a month or two, and he was topping or winning locals. He's one of the players that kind of inspires me to want to get better because he did it so fast, and even to this day, I'd say he's probably a better player than I am now. But yeah, I know for a time there, I took a short, it was about a year off from playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and during that year, he stopped playing. And when I came back, it was a whole new group, basically. There was a few familiar faces, but mostly it was new people. And until the past year, I hadn't seen him play or anything, and I'm just really glad to have him back. So, Ruggles, if you see this, I'm very happy to have you back at Locals. You're a great influence on this game. Next is Mario. And anyone who's seen Ryan's videos or Mario's Gaming World knows who Mario is. The first time I met Mario, right away you could tell he was playing kind of weird techs and decks, but he always made them work. He was always something amazing about it. And it was really something very interesting because he'd always be a few steps ahead of everyone at Locals. And that's just when he was starting. And he was usually in the top 4, and then I went for my hiatus. When I came back from my hiatus, everything was different. Mario and his buddy John, they were always first or second, or if they had to play each other in the top 4, it'd be one of them would be first. Then it'd be usually me and going for a 3rd or 4th, as well as one other person, which our Locals was pretty diverse, so almost anybody could do it. And Mario, he's one of the people that still, to this day, he pushes me, he pushes everybody to become better. His motto is basically that with the best cards, he doesn't like the idea of you playing a substitute for a card. If you're playing something, you should be playing the best if you want the best results, which makes sense. And he used to when he actually played the game, he put in 40 hours of playtesting a week, which is insanely high in my opinion. But he always did well. He always went to regionals. He topped his first regionals. And I've been to about 10 regionals and I've gotten one invite. 10 or 20 regionals and got one invite. Just to show he is that great of a player. And as kind of a leader in our community, he's been phenomenal. He's helped out everyone in one way or another. He helps me get the cards I want from my decks. He helps people learn different combos. When I was playing Goki, he taught me all the combos. Same with Sky Strikers, he was helping me learn the weaknesses. Next, we're gonna go with Botang. Now, Botang, most of you would know who he is. He is very famous, the legendary Botang. Now, Botang and we have met roughly 4 or 5 times at regionals and everything. And we'd play, usually it's him knocking me out of the bubble. And when first time we played against each other, I had no idea who he was because I didn't really keep up with much. I was just playing a bad ABC deck. And he was just so good with blue eyes. And the following, I think it was about the following format, or no, it was still ABC format, the next regionals I went to, he was able to beat me again. This time it was around 7. And he's always the type of person Botang is. He always gives you advice. Even if you're playing during the game, he'll give you advice on what plays you should be making to make it better for you. he he's just a genuine great guy that I don't know very many other Yu-Gi-Oh players that are like that. He's one of the people that helped me do so well with Sky Strikers when I was playing in the YCS, because I played against him in the final round. And during our match, we played, and he was giving me advice on not to do this combo, and that the best way to play evenly matched is to not play evenly matched. I didn't get it at first, but then the following regionals, he saw me, he asked me what I was playing. I told him, because I mean, I respect the guy a lot. And he comes over, we sit down in a corner, he wants me to show him his build, my build. And then he's showing me his build, and he's telling me cards I should swap out, stuff I should consider playing, because they work so well. So I actually switched my deck over and did pretty well, closest to his. And I did pretty good at that regionals. I lost due to my own stupidity. Yeah. When you're playing by yourself, remember to let your opponent cut your deck before you draw. That was a misplay I made. So, in all, thank you, Botang. Next person is David Bowie. Now, David, I have known him since Gladiator Beast format. He's come back and forth between my town and his, and we always have fun playing each other. He's always just such a genuine great guy to play against, and it's so much fun to play against him, because he will go full combo and he'll still go and have jokes with you and talk to you. And like Botang, he gives you advice. Like, I was practicing with him to learn my True Draco matchups, and he was giving me great advice, and he actually helped me get my invite with True Draco. Mind you, he made top 4 because he was playing a True Draco Invoked. But that was a really fantastic time. He also, when it came down to playtesting with Sky Strikers, I had just picked up the deck. We had a YCS coming, and I hadn't had enough practice with the deck, and I didn't know what else to play, because I kind of didn't have anything else that was really meta. He talked to me, and he came to my town, and we just hung out at a shop and playtested for a few hours, and he taught me all of the basic combos, best plays to make. Actually caught a few people off guard when I was at the YCS. So definitely, thank you, Bowie. Thank you. It is very much appreciated. I would say he's definitely one of my best friends. And now, here comes the big 4. There's 4 people left. Now, here comes Tom. Now, I do not have an actual picture of Tom, as he is quite busy at the moment. He is a manager of a store and works 2 other jobs. So, I definitely understand him being very busy. Now, with that, Tom, he's one of the most innovative players I have ever met. He's actually one of the first few players that got Magical Scientist banned back in the day. Yeah, he was one of those people that decided to take it to a regionals or Shonen Jump championships and top with it, and helped lead it to getting banned. That was him. And me, I knew him since 2001 when I started the game. He's one of the people that actually helped teach me the game. We've been great friends ever since. We hang out every once in a while. Not right now, obviously, but it's great to see. He's thinking about coming back, and if he does, I'm more than happy to have him come back. I miss a lot of the older players who don't play anymore. But yeah, he was one of the big 4 players of Velvet, my town, because there was 4 people who started before the game even came out. There was 4 or 5 people, and he was one of them. He was probably one of the most innovative Yu-Gi-Oh players I've ever met. He and Mario, both extremely innovative players. Even now when he plays, he has such crazy ideas, but seeing them in action, they're really cool. And they're really interesting. They don't always work out, but they are very interesting. Now, we'll go to the next one. Mike T. So, this is Mike. Mike is also one of the 4 players. He and his brother actually taught me the rules. I actually had my first games against them, and most of my games when I was a kid were against them. And he's one of the people that kind of helped get me out of my shell, because I was a very shy, quiet kid, and I had a difficult time talking to anybody, and I had such a low self-esteem issue. But playing against them, they kind of boosted my thoughts on myself, and I'm very thankful to them for that. So thank you, Michael. Next is Mike's brother, Josh. I also do not have an actual photo of him, as we have not spoken in 6-7 years, something like that. He's actually the one that kind of got me into the game. He taught me the rules. First time I played against him, I was playing 3 Kaiba structure decks, so literally 40-40-40. Yeah. A very illegal deck nowadays. But he taught me that lowering the cards down, try to keep it around 40, is the best way to draw it, and he taught me the rules, tribute summons, because I was going based on the TV show. And I'm very thankful to him, because he was one of the best players I knew. He was one of the only players that I knew of that actually went to regionals and did well. He actually got multiple top 8s when you had to make top 8 to get an invite. And he kind of taught me how to play, and so I kind of I really admired him. I wanted to be just like him, to a point where I'd start copying his decks and everything and learn all the combos. And to a point, people started just calling me Little Josh, because I played the exact same thing as him. But yeah. After a while, we just stopped talking, we stopped hanging out, and kind of fell apart. But if you do see this, Josh, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for everything. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be half the player I am today. I might not even be a player in this game. And now, this is the final person. This is Jim. Now Jim and I, he's one of the 4 players. He's actually the person that got me out of my shell the most, as he was always the talkative, confident person, always cocky and everything. He was always cool to talk to. We always felt like... I felt very off when we hung out, because I was the shy, quiet guy that could never beat him, or I could never beat Jim, Josh, Mike, or Tom. And to a point, we just kind of clicked. We just started hanging out. We played cards more after I stopped just basically play testing against them, trying to get better at the game. Ian and Josh, we bumped into a guy downtown, and they knew him, so they knew that he was playing, that he played Yu Yugioh. And my question was, is he better than I am? And they both laughed, like they both chuckled really loud, and said, no, you're 10 times the player that he is. And that was the first confidence boost that I had during this game. That was the first thing that made me feel like I was actually good. Like I was actually better than awful. And since then, I started getting better. Jim and I play tested often. I actually got to play against him in my first locals that I went to, my first actual locals, and we were playing, and I was playing this really kind of weird, bad zombie deck, and he was playing a warrior toolbox, and it was just, okay, DD warrior lady, DD warrior, DD assailant, and I kept on losing all my monsters, but eventually I ended up winning the match, and that was the first time I had beaten any of them. Now, even to this day, most of them will say that I'm a better player than them, and that they admire me, and that is something truly amazing, because I wanted to be just like them when I was starting off. They were my Yu-Gi-Oh heroes. They were my inspiration. So, and Jim, I would definitely say I consider him one of my best friends. He's definitely one of the people that inspired me to get better, and when I play at regionals, we usually, right after the match, we go outside, talk, hang out, just chill. He's also one of my Pokemon Go buddies, and I'm just very thankful that I was able to make a friend like him. So, I just want to say thank you, Jim. You're an amazing friend, and I don't know what my life would be like if I didn't meet you guys. So, thank you again. I think that will do for this video. It's already been a very long one. I'm sorry if I jabbered on. It's kind of emotional. I'm just very thankful to this game and all of my friends from this. So, if you like this video, remember, comment, like, subscribe, and tell me, what's your biggest inspiration in Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, who inspired you the most when you were starting? If they were famous, if they were just a friend that you knew from high school. Anyways, this is Roy from Team Nonstop Gaming, signing off. You all stay safe, and have a great day.